In abbey shores where shadows play, the alley whispers night and day. In abomination, alley's grip, where fear and danger tightly knit. Oh, the alley breathes a tale untold of secrets dark and hearts grown cold. Abbey streets, they'll pull you in to the depths where sin begins.
Welcome to Dire Bear. It's Tuesday night. That, of course, means we're playing Abomination Alley, or basic role-playing actual play. I'll be your storyteller of the evening, Jason. And with me, as usual, will be Carr playing Teak, Jeremy playing Salvador, Eric playing Michael, Sarah playing Vivian, and Patrick playing Leo. Now, who
This
remembers?
didn't happen before.
Now, who remembers what happened last week?
Getting a weird case of deja vu here.
A little breaking and entering, a little failing all of our roles.
I was kind of hoping you would say and Streamlabs in the background being a villain.
It just wanted a little.
It's implied.
But as
You'll
we were
never
saying,
get- You'll
terrible
never untuck
rolls.
yourself from these tracks, Streamlabs. Sorry.
terrible rolls.
Yep.
Terrible rolls.
Alright, but
We went, spoke to Auntie Jen. She
Mhm.
advised us to go check Mickey Malone's office.
We encountered
Under the. Go ahead.
while entering generously, we encountered a former associate of Mickey's,
Held us at
one
gunpoint.
Donald.
He got stuck behind a door.
Looney Tunes behind a door.
Yep.
yeah, y'all ran into Zoot Marlowe.
Is he wearing it? How creased are his pants? His name
How
is
zoot
Zoot.
is his suit?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a Zoot suit. Zoot suits probably existed by this time,
They did.
Did you look that up?
but they had
No,
not gone
I'm
super
I
mainstream.
Hispanic.
am now.
I know.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah, 1940s, whatever.
He was ahead of
That's-
his time.
Yeah.
Well, before they went mainstream, before you actually had like the Zoot suit ride in the 40s,
Yeah.
a lot of like black musicians and Latino musicians would wear them.
Yep. I was like, I know I've seen them in like stuff from the 20s.
Yeah. All right, but yes, so y'all did some breaking and entering. An acquaintance of Mickey's, Zoot, showed up, busted on you with a gun.
Held us at gunpoint for like 30 minutes of uncomfortable time.
But y'all managed to,
Felt like 30
even
minutes.
with bad rolls on your part and his part, y'all managed to sort it out without coming to violence. And then y'all went through a bunch of Mickey's notes.
Doing work.
I want to say you made copies of what you thought was relevant and did not actually
Yes.
take anything.
Yes.
Correct.
And all of this
Yeah.
while Michael was headed back to his office because he refused to be involved.
Yeah. They're breaking the law. Of course he wasn't.
I love it.
Typical human behavior.
Just above table. What a Chad move for the player.
More like
not
the,
to,
you should let the
hit
law handle
rolls.
this. Has the law ever defended us?
No.
You should still let the law handle it. But,
Anyway.
so he had been investigating. What? Do y'all remember?
A butcher's.
The
Let's-
Slaughterhouse.
Yeah,
And where
slaughterhouse.
we found
Disappearances.
various, many. It was a circle made from human blood, if I'm not mistaken, or at least from the blood of victims.
Well, we found notes about it. We didn't actually find a
Yeah.
circle of blood.
He was investigating disappearances that have been happening.
Mhm.
Mm.
And one of the places he investigated it had that sort of stuff.
Mhm.
Mhm.
His investigation had led him to be suspicious of that slaughterhouse, that something was going to be happening there on New Year's Eve. So you were left with the assumption that's probably where he was going. Given the direction he was traveling when they found his car, after he got shot, he was probably making his way away from there. Where exactly he was trying to go, who knows? Might have been the hospital.
That would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But and let's see. The police showed up. Luckily, those Zoot had bribed some of the local newsies and other kids to keep a lookout. So y'all got the whistle to warn you they were coming. And y'all managed to go up one flight of stairs and kind of out down the back way. Salvador did some hanging around just to verify that it was the police.
Mhm.
Yep, yep.
Zoot split off from you at that point.
Because we did not want to take a complete unknown to see
Antigen.
Because y'all were going back to talk to Auntie Jen.
We did get his information of where he's staying in town at
Yes.
one of the hotels.
Yes, y'all can get in touch with him. Most of the group then went to talk to Auntie Jen, though Vivian,
I know a guy that knows occult stuff.
right, she went to talk to a guy she knows that knows occult stuff.
and may or may not be a party member.
Mr. Anderson, during all this time, was piddling at his office, got a notification via courier, excuse me, that a case he was working on that he was prosecuting, his star witness just turned up dead.
Yeah.
Died in his
Speaking
sleep.
of-
Very sad.
We never really did cover that. Who was bringing who was charging Estella Voss? Because that would be information that he would know, because he'd be working for them.
But it'd be the DA.
Oh, so the DA brought the case. Okay.
Yeah. If you're a prosecutor, you're working for the DA.
Yeah.
I don't think they had independent prosecutors.
I don't know if they did.
I don't think-
It's just one of those. I just wanted to know, just so I would have that record. Okay, so DA is prosecuting. Got it.
Right. And don't ask me the DA's name. I haven't come up with that yet. Only
That's
just
fine.
now thinking about it, realize, oh yeah, I'll need the DA's name. Won't I?
We forgot the name.
Mm-hmm.
DM moment.
Dent Harvey.
It's real.
But well, no, Harvey Dent would have only popped up in the 40s. We're 20 years too early for him.
Could be based on this person.
But anyway, you got notice your star witness had died very suddenly in his sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Very sad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very legitimate. Very sad.
Yeah.
The pillow totally was not a character assassin.
Well, no, he
Or the
always
poison.
slept with a pillow over his face. It's just blocked out light. So you're just sitting there digesting that. Vivian shows up to ask you about the sketch of that magic circle that Micky had made. Michael really wasn't able to come up with much about it. Rune magic not being something that you can researched very thoroughly in books.
Yeah.
The people that practice it are very secretive about it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then
And
we
everyone else
wrapped.
showed up.
Yeah, and then we wrapped up with everybody else showing up at Michael's.
Yeah.
You just hear what is a bicycle horn.
Mhm. And so, beginning then,
No, a clown whistle. Woo, whoop.
God.
so did you bring everybody with you?
No, I think they're all showing up on their own.
Lovely.
You did tell them where your office was, so
I
this
gave
is your
one of them
fault.
my card, yes.
This is your fault.
It is my fault, I'm well aware. He'll just open the door, look out the car, and just like,
Come on.
It's off the car.
get in here.
It is a little cold. We standing around outside.
Yeah.
He waddles on in.
Close the door behind everybody. It's actually a rather nice office. Basically, actually, not to put a point on it, he's absolutely flaunting the affluent status. But yeah. And he just
Cozy.
goes into his office, gestures everybody inside where there's,
That's what that's what I-
chairs, a couch, basically where everybody can sit down. He'll go and sit behind his desk. Alrighty. So what mischief did you all get up to?
No.
Mischief?
Vivian
Yes,
did kind of
just
vaguely brief him.
Yeah. For the most, did you?
the breaking of the law that you all decided to partake in. That mischief.
Oh, we did that already.
And just did you have business dealings with Mickey in the past?
Who are you asking?
Not directly, no.
I'm
Though
questioning because
oftentimes those who had hired his services he sent my way once his part was done.
while we were there, we encountered one of Mickey's business associates.
I heard.
Apparently, I see. And I turned. I forgot Sarah's character's name. It was
Vivian.
Vivian.
Vivian. I didn't
heard-
know you guys were all coming along to brief him as well.
Just all had the same idea.
And your library that you have, sort of for. This is me. Is it like like a visible wall of books, or?
Well, it's not here. It's not at his office for one thing.
Okay.
It's at
okay.
his actual home.
Okay.
And what did you find other than that?
Well, unfortunately, evidence of what is clearly some form of magical ritual.
Involving the Chaos Rune.
Correct.
That much I saw.
That's kind of what we know.
It is unfortunately not a form of magic familiar to me. Given my profession, I have to be informed on the more magical side of things.
A lawyer?
But yes,
You have to be involved with the occult as a lawyer.
there are numerous forms of magic out there that can influence the mind.
That sounds like cheating. Explains the wealth.
No. What it sounds like is me having to be aware of what I might be up against in the courtroom. And having a knowledge of potential things in the courtroom that also involve the occult and other forms of magic mean I can mount either a more effective offense or defense depending on the client.
There is Autumn and Tika's sitting.
There is one.
If you say so. Signs pointed to a slaughterhouse.
And with going over this and hearing that little diatribe too, can I make an occult roll, Jason?
For what?
Because when he said things that can affect the mind, essentially, this is Leo reading between the lines, or would this be an insight roll?
Sounds like an insight.
I'm curious as to what he's trying to read between the lines.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. It sounded pretty.
No,
cut
I
and
didn't.
dry
I
to
didn't
me.
read a damn thing.
Nope. He's just worried about stuff. And you know, spirits can possess people. There's probably spells that'll.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's only odd in that humans mostly try to pretend magic doesn't exist in their day-to-day life.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and but I'm also more curious because was Micky human?
Yes, Micky was human.
Okay, and that kind of Sorry, I've got that weird touch on it just because I had that thought of. Then why would a human be pulled from the stones as well? So.
Well, Michael's human.
Yeah.
Michael's not the first human to be pulled.
Brown's Mill is where the slaughterhouse.
Slaughterhouse.
Right.
Mhm.
And there's actually several slaughterhouses and paper mills and stuff down in that area.
The specific
Yeah.
one we're after.
Yes, but it is
Yeah.
down there, yes.
Owned by a very specific person.
We're after a slaughterhouse in Browns Mill,
It was owned by the Corona family.
owned by the Coronas.
Recently shut
That's-
down.
Recently shut down, so no B&E required. Just E.
And it technically would still be breaking and entering because they probably still own it or the city owns it.
Depends on why it was shut down.
If it's condemned, does that clear us?
No, because a condemned building by that point is under the authority of the city.
I tried.
Well, I'm going to claim
And
Splatter's rights then.
Furthermore, you said it's going to be in Browns Mill, one
Yeah.
of the areas of the city you don't want to be in, unless you absolutely have to.
It does kind of
It
stink.
seems
down
like
there.
I absolutely have to.
And you want to do what exactly?
The next leg of our investigation.
While we're on said subject, and I think this is me, Patrick might have just missed this little part. Have we determined who actually owns said mill?
The Coronas.
Corona family.
Yeah,
Corona
the
family.
Corona family.
Well, they don't
Okay.
own all the mills down there. They own the slaughterhouse y'all are.
They own the specific one.
At one time, they owned a lot of businesses throughout the city.
With Vivian's former life and connections, would she know any of the Corona family?
I feel like give me a luck roll.
Just like a D100 roll.
Yeah, I think there's
yes.
actual luck. 1 second. Get
Yes,
into my sheet.
there is.
Oh, the stat luck. Yes.
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 Normal.
Yeah, just normal will be fine.
Success.
Let's see. And how old is Vivian?
The equivalent Elvish of 33.
Okay,
So,
which would be a little
100.
older than actual 30 years. You remember somebody, like you remember the name of the family, and there was a few maybe not odd deaths. But
Unfortunately,
it used to be a larger family, and there's really only a couple members left.
okay. They just had a streak of bad luck.
Yeah, kind of that. It was a heart attack here, an automobile crash over here. Other sickness.
No. Oh, their body ended up in a circle of blood kind of deaths. Just
No.
unfortunate luck.
The only
kind of stuff.
the only particularly odd thing about any of them was just how bad that family got hit within a 10 or 15 year period.
Okay.
The only one close to your age was a Rilla Corona.
Arilla?
Rella. Rilla?
Rella.
Maybe it's Rilla.
Rell.
And you really haven't heard anything about her since you've been back in town. Not that you've been moving in those circles much. But when you left, it was her and one of her brothers was still around.
Okay. I will be right back.
Okay.
So yes, that's the plan. Go in, just kind of investigate, see if we see the circle up close.
Go into the place where someone was ritualistically murdered.
Potentially, Micky was investigating.
Where somebody was basically assassinated for trying to investigate.
Mm-hmm.
Whose body we found.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to go in with just us.
5 is more than 1. You can't beat me on that math.
And unlike the two of you, the rest of us aren't war veterans.
Okay.
I'm a mechanic.
You guys have other talents, I'm sure, that might be useful.
I can talk good.
Which is
It'll come in
better
handy.
than most of us.
Furthermore, me being able to maintain my own livelihood revolves around the fact that I don't piss off the city and the law. Which, going in guns blazing doing our own investigation for, might I remind you, an active case, one that Auntie Jen has already interfered with, which is illegal, by the way, and you want to just add more fuel to the fire. Do you understand the problem here?
I understand the problem you're having.
Let me put this another way. How well do you think the rest of this community will take their protectors and heroes just flagrantly disregarding the law?
Why are you looking at me, Jason?
No, I was waiting for somebody to ask me how you think the community would react to that.
Well, then what do you propose?
Get the police involved. It's an active investigation. And if we, by some reason, are forced to be there, despite the fact I think out of our group only 2 of us are active combatants, we would have manpower. Plus, having the police involved, even if it is only those that are magically inclined, it at least keeps us from getting pulled in as accessories or people who have interfered in active investigations.
So, how
Because
about
absolutely anything can get spun in the courtroom. I can tell you that from experience.
You are the king of that, yes. Well, how about this? How far away is the police station from here?
Jason?
All right, so
I'm not from around here. I don't know.
We said that
Michael would know, but me, the player, does not know.
And we said your office was around here.
go away character sheet.
Somewhere.
I believe you said my
Or was it
office was
just-
like around Middleton, like in the Middleton area.
I think you said his house was like over here. I thought.
No, this is my office.
Oh,
Your
your
office
office.
is in
Um,
Middleton.
His house is not here.
yeah.
Your house is not in Abbey Shores.
Yeah, it was either just in or just out of Middleton. So yeah, somewhere around that
I
general
think
area.
I think it's just in Middleton. Like he lives in like affluent, like human neighborhood area.
Mm-hmm.
What was the name of the police officer that was over at Auntie Jen's that morning?
I was
Hold
getting ready
on.
to ask.
Jacob Handelson.
Hey,
Good.
We could talk to Jacob and
Like I said,
maybe
notes.
see if maybe he
As the-
could help us out.
So yeah, there's a police station not too far from your office.
Yeah.
Or you
That's
could
a
go
computer
down
system?
into, if you go a little further down this way, you could get to the police station that Handelson was out of.
Yeah, because I was about to ask both that and which station
excuse
has
me.
jurisdiction
would-
over the area we'll be going into.
It would actually be a little bit over on this side in Windburn. There is a let's see where that one is. The Windburn precinct would be in charge of, would be the ones that cover that
Okay.
area.
so
And the Windburn precinct it has more strange folk in it than any of the other precincts.
oh, convenient.
Well, it's covering their neighborhoods.
Yep.
Still not a majority by any means.
Sure.
So Michael, like, he kind of taps his fingers on the desk a little bit. Like, kind of like, that rolling drum thing?
Yeah,
He goes, well, there is the precinct down in Windburn. The Browns Mill area is under their jurisdiction. I will say, if you want me at any way involved, we're getting the police involved in this.
and with the information we have, would they get involved?
They do have a unit specially designed for magic. Jacob said so himself at that meeting. So, if this is a more magically inclined threat, it's entirely possible they'd muster them. Also, considering, Micky died coming back from there from implementation of a very sharp serrated instrument into the back. Be a long-range projectile. They would also bring out people likely armored in some form, or at least have some form of protection with firearms. Something more than just us. Show of hands, who here has extensive firearm training and has seen use in them under fire? My point exactly. I have none to my name, period. I could point the barrel in a direction, that's about it.
Really, all you need, and about 5 pounds of pressure.
I may have missed it. What is the relationship between the law and other folk in this particular
Strange
area?
folk.
People in the area don't particularly trust the law.
Yeah.
The law really rarely goes out of its way to help them.
Yeah.
Even the strange folk officers?
The strange trunks officers are better, but there's only so much they can do because they're not really allowed beyond a certain level of authority.
Mm-hmm.
Like a strange folk beat cop will tend to do his job.
It's there was a great joke of this. It's shows a cop in the 1920s. I make I make $20 a week. 5,000 in bribes. So yeah,
Well,
you're
Auntie Jen seemed to trust Jacob, so I don't. It couldn't hurt.
bring your checkbook just in case.
I'm going to ignore that.
I could go talk to him, maybe. I'm maybe a little bit more suited to it than some of you.
agreed.
Well, if
Just to see what they say, perhaps.
at the very least I could go as well and say that this information came to me from a client. And I am duty bound by law to report that to law enforcement.
Just
I
vague
think we
enough.
have a plan.
Well, considering you, Salvador, have my card, you technically count as a client.
Yeah.
That's about as far as I'm willing to stretch this.
Can go talk to them and meet up later this evening.
Good meet up back at Auntie Jen's house. Or
She's
Genevieve, or whatever you want to call her.
maybe not at Auntie Jen's. Just kind of seems like imposing a lot on her.
She kind of
Well,
imposed this on us. So,
consider
like,
how much she
Fair
wants
enough.
to impose things on us.
yeah,
I'm just saying,
we agree on
you know.
something.
There's other places to meet up if we need to.
All right, plan?
She might have other meetings. We don't know.
Yep.
I'm
You two.
down to do it.
All right. All right. Well,
Yep.
I'll go with the two of you. I just curious to see how this will go out play. I'm not gonna have this. Don't worry.
Yes, please don't
I
walk into the police station with a weapon.
I'm self-aware sometimes.
You survived a war, I certainly hope so.
should I enter the police station or should I remain in the car?
Maybe in the car.
Probably would be best if you remain in the car.
I can put a hat over my ears. You can't
We're-
really ungreen.
There's a lot of strange folk at that precinct that we're going to. It's not going to be.
If anything, me walking in there will probably be more of an oddball than anything else.
Let's find out.
Those are cool.
I'll wait in the car.
If they have coffee, I'll bring you some.
Thank you.
They'll have donuts. I'll get you some.
Jake's just idly been sitting on the ottoman listening to everybody. It's just
All right, let's go. Same car? Question mark.
Can we all fit in the Model Teak?
Probably.
They actually can. They surprisingly good.
Yeah. I remember it being
Most
roomy.
models had like 6 seating for 6.
Mhm.
I can drive my own vehicle. I prefer walking, but I can drive.
In Elvish, I experienced this horror. You must experience it as well.
Michael replies in accented, but perfectly understandable Elvish. Do I even want to know?
We should all be able to fit in Teak's car. Not in English.
Jake goes out to get it started.
You were a weird man, and Salvador will go follow Teak.
Michael just sees Teak like cranking the Model T.
You need a hand with that.
No.
Nope, I'm good. Starts it.
One way Teak can start it on the run, have like the Dukes of Hazzard slide over it and then grab the crank in motion and just spin around.
Can Teak get that much air to go over the hood of the car?
Fastball special him. Just aim real well.
Kobolds are natural.
He's got more strength than everybody here. I don't want to hear it. He really got it cranked in 2 turns. And he hops into the driver's seat, which, Michael, you now see books stacked up to where he can see in over the dash, and a cane to be able to shift, or to be able to gas and brake.
He just looks at Vivian.
She just does a "there it is" motion.
And off they go. Tika's a good driver.
Yeah, he's a
When you see-
Tika's a wonderful driver is the thing. It's just that startup.
I'll just say
There's-
on the way to the station, there may or may not be some praying involved. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's just, look, he's a good driver. It's just hilarious to start off with.
I'm praying
That's
for
why-
the structural integrity of those books and the cane.
Yeah.
And of course, seatbelts weren't a thing. So.
Nope.
I will.
He crashes,
say,
he just goes literally through the windshield.
As a point of
Windshields weren't a thing. No.
Yes.
since we haven't technically left this scene yet, Michael will take some spare paper and he will write down all the stuff that the rest of the group had brought him as information that they had found.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then he will have that in his briefcase with him.
Vivian will keep the notebook in a purse clutch thing.
Okay. All right. So everybody's in the Model T, and y'all are, racing away.
Yep.
I love that, the Model Teak. That's great. I'm imagining eventually that thing just gets painted up with racing stripes or something.
Flames on the
He
side.
finally, at the end of the campaign, gets an electric start.
It has to be red because red things go faster.
That's 40K, buddy.
Yes, but we have an orc.
It is spelled ORC, sir.
And he
Leo
would not
just has
be.
to believe
he
hard
may-
enough.
He's probably more gray than green.
Fair enough.
I didn't know you were spelled Orsi.
I gotta go.
I'm right behind you. I'll see y'all later. Good night.
We've been playing.
I'll
We've
just
been
see
playing for
myself
40
out.
minutes. That's a good long time. Let's go.
Yeah, no.
All right. So y'all pull up to the Windburn precinct. It's not the fanciest precinct. It's not in the newest building.
I will leave my. What's the legroom like on the Model Teak?
Like I've ever
Could
been
hide
in
a gun
monster.
under the seat.
I'm gonna lay it across the the floor of the back seat.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of room for that.
Yeah.
I don't think Model T's had a hump in the floor or anything. I think it was just a flat.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
I think so, yeah.
So it'll just kind of go down and under a seat or something.
You can make it relatively out of sight.
Yeah, that's the plan.
And keep in mind, it's not illegal to have,
It's not illegal to have it. I am self-aware enough not to take it to a police station.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What if you get to shoot your way out? Then what?
I still have a sidearm.
Oh, okay.
It's just underneath.
All right, so who all is going in?
Salvador.
Me.
And Michael.
The rather harder to hide pair will remain in the car.
Teak is keeping the vehicle ready.
Just
'Cause I'm
idling
sure it's-
outside.
Yeah, I'm sure it's harder to just like turn it back on, but if they take too long, he'll turn it off.
I thought he was keeping it running
And-
out of paranoia.
It's warmer when you keep it running.
He backs into the parking place, keeps the engine running.
Mm-mm-mm.
And Leo will pull out a book and start reading up on it.
He's totally relaxed. All right, so you three walk in.
Mhm.
Two elves and a human walk into a police station.
Before they go in, Vivian does a quick like hair adjustment and everything. Like, okay,
She's
some
still
people
wearing
put
her
on
hat.
armor. Well, to go in, yes, but when she gets in, she kind of floofs the hair a little bit.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
She's in her more. She's not in her undercover clothes, but she's not in her, ritzy outfit that she would have worn to New Year's, but something in between.
Okay.
Something still dressy, but not, flashy.
Cool.
And what is her appearance? Or charisma, whichever.
Charisma appearance 17.
Okay. I forget which it is on these character sheets, but
It's appearance, but it
Yeah.
has a charisma roll beside it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they changed charisma to appearance, and then they
Didn't
turned
change
the
appearance.
roll to charisma.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like that makes sense.
Salvador's is 13, so he's good looking.
Michael's is a 16.
and what did Vivian say hers was? I got distracted by the
17.
And mine is a 9. So,
Well,
but
you're not in the room, so it doesn't matter.
Mm.
So yeah, y'all all walk in. Michael, Michael catches some attention because he's probably dressed nicer.
Mm-hmm.
But the desk sergeant mostly has eyes for Vivian.
Human, elf.
Desk sergeant is human.
Hi, is Jacob in? Jacob Handelson?
Oh, what do you want to talk to the rookie for?
I'd spoke to him earlier about a situation. I just wanted to touch base with him.
I'll check. He calls back to somebody. Hey, see if the rook's still back there. And then he kind of takes his time taking in, giving Anderson and Salvador a look.
He inclines his head. Sergeant.
Sarge.
Let's see here.
I don't know how well known he is in this particular precinct.
Uh,
I mean, Michael does work for the DA a lot, so like I said, I'm not sure how well known he'd be here.
some of the detectives would probably know you on site. Cause they might have, because they may have been have to go to court and testify.
Okay.
And while a beat
People have
cop
to
could,
actually
under
do
certain
work.
circumstances, it wouldn't happen as often.
Gotcha.
It's like the people who have to actually do grunt work.
Okay.
What's the sergeant doing?
No, that was his spot hidden to see if he could tell you had a concealed weapon.
License for it.
Rude.
Nowhere. Hands are nowhere near it.
He doesn't seem to notice.
Okay.
And a little bit later, Jacob comes around the corner. Somebody said you wanted me, Sarge?
Hey,
Oh, well, hello.
Best dazzling smile.
Yeah, the lady here said she spoke to you earlier and wanted to follow up. Oh, okay. Uh, go here. We can step over here in one of the.
Do you have an office?
He's
Conference room.
probably
The sergeant snorts when you say that. No, I've got a desk.
There's a.
If we
Okay.
could use one of the conference rooms, that would be agreeable.
Oh yeah, they should be open. He takes you to one of those, and conference room, interrogation room. You can see where it'd be used for both. It's not one of those with the mirror with the. You
With the
know,
light.
it does have the light on. It does, light on the
Single
little
light.
table,
Cool.
and there's like 2 chairs on one side of the table and another chair on the other side. But there's a couple other chairs against the back wall, so
I'll take one of the back wall seats and just be like,
Real-
Jacob, shut the door. What can I help you with?
real
Here,
quick
dude.
in Elvish. Should be like, just double check here. I know some aren't as fluid as the other. Does everyone here understand what I'm saying?
Jacob,
Yeah?
oh, of course.
Michael responds in his accented Elven, but yes, I can understand you.
Just a layer of
So weird.
privacy or security, or kind of waves their hand. Either way, so we have come across some information regarding the situation Antigen set us on,
Uh huh.
and out of caution and the fact that some of us have not been shot at and don't particularly want to be shot at,
And that I would like to stay on the right side.
and maybe fostering better relationships with the law and strange folks, we've come across a location where we would like to investigate. And we're wondering how we would go about doing that in a more legal way.
Well, where are you wanting to investigate? Well, I mean, obviously you can't like break into somebody's house or somebody's
Yeah,
office.
no, we would never do that.
Good,
There
good.
is a slaughterhouse in Brown's Mill, recently shut down and owned by the Corona family.
Okay. He doesn't. There's no recognition in his face specifically of this particular slaughterhouse.
My associates here brought information to my attention that I felt needed to be brought to the law's attention, as it is not our purview to do this vigilante style.
Okay. Well, now, if it's a shut down slaughterhouse, unless there's specifically no trespassing signs, you wouldn't be breaking the law to walk around the outside.
However, it is the inside that is likely the problem.
Yeah. If you found signs that had already been broken into, you might be able to make an excuse that you were just checking to make sure there's nobody in there or something. Or no. But that's starting to stretch a little bit.
And none of us are deputized.
Well, no, you wouldn't be. But and if you were just walking around and you looked in a window and saw someone in distress, that would give you cause to go in.
Are we here to have our legal rights explained to us, or are you going to get on with it?
Having the legal rights explained to us is also very helpful.
It is. I agree. I just.
But
what
is it? What is it that made you suspicious of this place?
Michael leans back, cracks his knuckles. He basically, classic lawyer, briefcase on table, opens up, starts pulling out
The photos.
and then he goes by and explains each thing. To the circle that is drawn in like victims' blood and everything. And the location that Micky was found in and coming from. Basically all the things that all the evidence kind of points towards this location.
Now, he looks through what you got.
Um,
Yeah, we
which
knew
case-
Mickey was. We know Mickey was investigating disappearances. The captain basically refused to admit they were connected, though.
would you
I mean, granted,
like
some of them,
see if I
we
can
don't.
convince him?
Uh,
Because I have evidence now that was brought to me by a client of mine.
well, the captain would probably want to know who.
He gestures over Salvador.
Sure, we
Okay.
could
That would be me.
Oh, okay. Well, where did you get this information then, sir?
Kind of acquired it while
confidential
shit, my person.
informant.
Yes.
Yes.
We had an informant that prefers to remain anonymous.
Uh
Hmm.
Well, people died, so they want to not implicate themselves.
Mhm. Also concerned of also ending up dead.
Considering there's another case where such a thing happened recently.
yeah.
I understand the
Like-
caution.
48 hours ago.
And he looks at the etch, the sketch of the circle, the one that the circle that Mickey found.
Yep.
Yeah, Mickey. That was one we rolled out to because Mickey had found a body there, or at least most of a body. So yeah, that's a known case. Oh, and Mickey was questioning somebody.
Yeah.
We assume we don't really have him to ask unless you know someone that conveys with spirits.
Yeah, we got a shaman we call in every now and then. That's more nature spirits though than spirits of the
Yeah.
dead.
I was gonna say, do you know a necromancer?
No, of course not.
I didn't think you did.
Even in the very enlightened 20s, if somebody found out you were a necromancer, you're probably getting burned.
Yeah.
Or at least shot in the back.
Drawn and quartered.
Tossed off the cliff
That's
All of the above.
at the same time.
what was the gunman who got shot in the back of the head but the bullet came out his eye, and the guy who killed him said he shot him in the eye. But the judge said, well, if you shot him in the eye, it was a good shot. If you shot him in the back, it was a good sense.
um,
Basically,
Suffice
we're
to
just
say, there is a very real threat of active armed combatants being there that have proven they are willing to take a life in a most heinous way.
Yeah.
And I believe that is something that the good people of law enforcement here need to be a part of bringing down to help improve relations between the police department and the folk of the city.
Yeah, the captain's real concerned about that.
did he say that? Like,
He mumbled it under his breath, kind of.
yeah, that's what I thought.
sarcastically,
There was some
sarcastically or
sarcasm there. There was
sincerely?
some sarcasm there.
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, I can run this up the chain for you.
Well, I'm here if your captain wishes to speak with me.
Oh, I'll go talk to the captain.
Do you need a morale boost, or are you good?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
All right. I've been in your position before, so I know what it is.
Oh, you've been in the police?
No, I've been on the bottom of the
No,
totem pole in
absolutely
the
not.
military.
Oh, army, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, I guess just wait here. This,
Yeah,
if
sure.
he's free, it shouldn't take too long.
Salvador will make himself real comfortable on these two chairs.
If he puts his feet up on the table, Vivian will slap them off the table.
No, he's in the back at the back wall, so he's not at the table. He's like
Teek's just doing this in the model Teek. He's just doing this idly
keeping
waiting.
the car warm.
So just a little bit later, the captain walks in, or Jacob opens the door for the captain. The captain comes in.
Michael stands and offers his hand to the captain.
But the captain, he gets a look on his face like he's trying to place you. He reaches out, shakes your hand.
I'm Michael Anderson, sir.
You work for the DA. You work for the DA, right?
I do, yes. Currently, with an active case, but yes.
And you're saying it was you that one of your clients brought you this information?
Yes, sir, it was. And given my profession, I am bound to bring it to you.
Yes, of course.
And he gestures to the table where his things are organized.
Yeah, and the captain starts looking through it. He asks you who brought it to you.
A client of mine who brought things to my attention under fear for their own life, and asked to remain anonymous for now. However, I was given a bounty of information that they have uncovered, as you can see here.
Yeah.
How familiar are you with the case against Estrella Voss?
I've heard about it, of course. Nothing about that really, falls under our jurisdiction down here.
I understand. I'm merely mentioning it as a segue to understand why this particular client of mine wishes to remain anonymous. The
witness.
Chief. Exactly, sir.
I did hear something about that. Through the grapevine.
So I agreed to maintain their anonymity in exchange for this information.
Well, there's also the whole client.
Yes.
Company thing.
Client confidentiality.
It doesn't stop the police from asking, just hoping you'll tell them. But yeah, he looked at that and goes.
And considering Micky was involved. I've worked with him several times in the past. I trust his character and his judgment. If he believes these things were connected, I am willing to roll the dice on those odds, as it were, especially considering what recently happened to him. God bless his soul.
Yeah. He'll be a pain, but he did pretty good work.
He did.
He picks up some of it. Let me go run this by. Let me go talk to my detective that's working the Micky case. Well, the Monroe case. The case we called about it last name.
Before you go, Captain, with this information, I do have reason to believe that there are active and potentially hostile combatants at this slaughterhouse that Micky mentioned here.
You think they'd kill somebody and still hunker down in the same place?
More than likely.
While that may be a possibility, it might also not. However, better to be prepared for something and not have it happen than to be unprepared and have it sprung upon you.
Fair enough. Maybe we'll talk about detective. I'll be right back.
Okay. Thank you for your time, Captain.
And he looks over at Jacob. Officer, get the man some coffee or something if he needs it. At no point did he acknowledge Vivian or Salvador's presence.
I don't give a shit.
Vivian notes it but doesn't say anything.
So what I'm hearing, it's a good thing Michael came along.
Well, he didn't talk to him if they were all that was there.
Yeah.
He just walked in. Clearly, the well-dressed man was in charge.
Yeah.
By man, I mean
human. Fantastic.
Yeah.
No, man. You said it right the first time. Well-dressed human man.
Yeah.
Oh, man, with my who.
Jeez.
But so he's gone a little while before he comes back.
Are there any paper clips on the table, either left there or from Michael's briefcase?
There's several in his briefcase. Yes.
There's a couple on their period on the table. Period.
Salvador just pulls up his pants.
Just because she's bored, she's gonna swipe those and pocket them. She did say she would steal something for Teak.
And while he's gone, Jacob offers to get coffee for any of you that want some coffee.
I wouldn't mind some coffee, actually.
It is
You have water?
bitter out there. I will definitely take
Oh,
some.
yeah. We can get you some water.
Water will work. Coffee makes me hot-blooded.
I think that'd be a good thing this time of year. And he wants off.
Eh.
But so y'all are sitting around sipping your coffee or holding Teak's coffee or whatever.
Is it in a to-go cup?
Did they have to-go cups in the 20s?
I don't think so.
1920s to-go cups.
The equivalent of a solo cup.
I just have this image of as people walk by the Model T with a kobold in the driver's seat. He's just getting looks.
They did have paper cups in the 1920s, so they probably had
Also known as Dixie cups.
to-go cups.
Fair enough.
Yep.
So yes,
She will take a sip, but she will definitely be taking outside for Teak.
Yep. So he brings it to you in a paper cup.
Michael just.
It's not the greatest coffee you've ever had.
But it's coffee.
Yeah.
I needed this after the long day I had.
But the captain comes back with the detective in tow. So I was showing my detective this. Detective Myers.
Is this going to be under my persons of interest?
He just needed a name.
Okay.
Who knows? Who knows if he'll show up repeatedly or not?
Well,
he's gonna be the one that betrays us at the very end.
Or the one that becomes your favorite and then dies. It could go either way.
6 of one, half a dozen of another.
Yeah.
I'll just put it down as detective working on the Micky case.
But it turns out Detective Myers had basically seen all of this already. And the detective speaks up. Clearly your client was involved with Micky in some way. Or at least, had access to Mickey's notes. And he doesn't push anymore, like try to figure out who it is.
Yeah.
But he lays down like some of the original notes from Mickey's office.
Oh, those look familiar. No.
May I, detective?
Oh yes, we've already checked him for print, so go ahead.
Okay. And Michael, he makes a bit of a show of like arranging things, lining things up, like checking what things match. He goes, Apparently they were.
But and they had been he had not yet come to the conclusion that y'all had come to.
Mhm.
But he was going through it all by himself, and he had all the notes. But the he tells you the diagram of the circle. That caught his attention. He dug through and found that, and he was able to kind of find some of the rest of, one or two other pages y'all had copied. Were familiar to him. So
Well, seems like we're of the same mind, more or less.
at this point, the captain's like, "Well, in that case, I leave it in your hands, Myers. Handle it however you want. If you want to go check the place out, take the rookie here with you. I've got a meeting I've got to get to." Oh yes, Mr. Anderson.
If I may, considering Micky was killed, likely by these people, would it not be advantageous to potentially have other officers with us as well, should the case of a firefight occur?
Hmm.
Do you want me to make a persuasion roll?
Yeah, go ahead and make a persuasion roll. Hang on, let me find. Oh, I hadn't put that guy's stats in yet.
Any assistance you're going to be doing?
I ain't doing shit. This is
No.
Hmm.
I'm.
I don't know if Vivian would be able to assist,
I don't.
or
I
might not
am
even be
not-
effective.
Are you going to
considering-
use your psychic powers? I
He
wasn't.
doesn't. He
Oh.
doesn't have that kind of psychic powers.
Yeah, it
Nope.
doesn't. Really.
Okay. All right.
No, his primary psychic power is just basically his perfect memory.
I see. All right.
I'm uninterested in helping right now.
Damn my dice!
Vivian, if she may speak up and say, with the passing of Micky, the folks that were a bit of a community watch kind of group have finally passed, and they are looking to establish some new community watch. A good relationship between them and the law could go to further foster good relationship between the law and the strange folks of the area. Maybe offer a little bit of trust in the future on both sides.
Give me a roll.
Persuade?
Persuade.
Oh, come on!
Wow.
We're gonna do great in this firefight, guys. We're gonna do great.
So what are you reading? To Patrick's character.
Oh, it's a history on the migration. Essentially, our origin. And since we're all rolling, can I roll a history, Jason?
Roll a history, and I'll give you some oddball
And I
facts.
don't want to roll well. I do.
I'm
Ah, dang it.
Doing
You're
great,
just
guys.
at
We're
the
doing
very
great.
beginning of it. It's all
Working through the
our
epilogue.
God sent us here, but we can't remember their names. As in, the
So I'm
moment we
hearing-
showed up, we couldn't remember their names anymore.
So I'm hearing is the dice roller does not, in fact, love us.
The dice roller has a
Correct.
particular story it's wanting to tell,
Teek's
and
like,
it's sticking to it.
And it's that
Takes
we're not
chilling
good
and-
at our jobs.
Yeah.
he literally has nothing to
am,
roll at the moment.
Yeah. Fair warning, Jason. I'm probably going to bring physical dice next week. Largely because I've got a specific friend of mine actually made some dice that are actually of larger size too. So
But
I do have an actual D100 in my book bag over there.
Anyway,
I'm gonna suffer through with the digital dice and cross my fingers.
so if you look in the
What is the fumble do to
handouts,
me?
do you see something that says skill result table?
No, I
Okay.
see size chart in the handouts, not skill result.
Then I did not have that. Let's see. All players save changes.
Still not seeing it, but let me go back and
give it a
forth.
sec.
Yeah, all players save changes.
I'm trying to refresh, see if that helps.
Anyway, it doesn't matter at the moment, but But that is a table that you can look at what your base chance is on one side, and it gives you the critical and special and fumble.
Yeah. You,
So
good.
with that chart, you could probably use regular dice if you wanted to.
Okay.
I had forgotten that most of their games had that chart in the book.
Oh, still don't see the chart, but that's okay.
Yeah,
I'll
check
get it
again
sorted out
later.
by next week anyway.
Yeah,
No worries.
Tonight you must suffer.
That's fine.
we always suffer.
True. So, in response to Vivian's fumble,
Uh-huh.
We're sending less people.
We're sending
You're on your
nobody.
own, McGurk.
we in the city as we don't recognize this archaic Beorn tradition. Law enforcement needs to be done by professionals.
Understandable, but traditions, liaisons, a gentle migration to more modern times, considering the age of some of those that still live in the area. 200 years is a hard time to break tradition.
When you specify 200 years, his eyes sort of narrow. Oh, that woman. Detective, you and the Rook are in charge. Or you're in charge. I've got to get to a meeting. Good day, Mr. Anderson.
Good day, Captain.
Detective Human,
Give me a luck roll.
let's see if something
Roll-
works for
roll
us.
for ancestry.
Mm.
I got to reopen my sheet here. Hold on.
Yeah.
All right, luck roll. Normal?
Captain's a little bit racist. Worst
It's a
species.
failure anyway. You're good.
That looks like power. Is luck power?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm.
Failure, anyways. I could go difficult, or if you want me to roll again with something more
Nah, he's
challenging.
human. He's human.
If the detective's eyes kind of
Humans.
avert for a moment, she's gonna give Jacob a look of, do you believe this?
He's just kind of
Like, this is like standard operating procedure.
Jacob, get the boot out of your mouth, man.
Well, Detective?
Well, I guess me and the officer here should go check this place out.
Doesn't seem like you're getting backup outside of the Rook.
Yeah,
Jacob.
and
Yeah.
more than likely, if they killed somebody, more than likely they moved on, so it'll probably be fine.
Oh,
I'd rather not
such
deal with
case.
possibilities.
If
we have
now,
a vehicle outside.
in fact,
Detective.
it would probably be so safe that
You have some civilians accompany you?
ride
Female
along.
civilian.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
I
mean, I'm not a civilian, but they are.
You're a civilian as far as the officer's concerned.
Yeah.
I've been a civilian for
Military are civilians once they're out of the military,
I guess.
whether they want to admit it or not.
Well, if you want to bring us along as ride-alongs,
we can do that. Now, you have to follow my instructions.
Of course.
If any violence starts to break out, please get yourself to safety. If you ignore that, I'm not responsible. Neither I nor the police department are responsible for what happened.
Please sign this piece of paper saying I am not liable for your life.
They don't have liability.
Sign here, initial here.
Here.
Now, this is the 20s. It would pretty much be. They shouldn't have gone along then.
Yeah.
Yep.
They wanted to be there, so you know.
We told them they were
What?
going to get shot.
I don't know what an NDA is.
Should we follow you? I don't believe you would both fit in the vehicle.
We will take an official vehicle. Yeah,
Of course.
if you drove yourself, he looks at
Follow
looks
along.
at over at Anderson when he said, "If you drove yourself, you know, please follow us." We'll meet you around front, and they go out the back way where the police cars are mostly parked.
Well, on we go.
On we go.
As you're walking out, Vivian, the death sergeant's like, "It was nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you too, sir. Have a good day.
You too."
Did she catch the name? Like, did they have a name thing anywhere on the desk?
Collis.
Collis.
Sergeant Collis.
Okay.
I was thinking Clawhauser from Zootopia. I just went, no.
I'm just going to picture that now. Because I like that better.
Mm-mm-mm.
Somehow he's up there watching little TikToks of his favorite music artist.
No, he's just sitting up there with a magazine.
The equivalent of TikToks in the 1920s.
Yeah.
You know, partially
Jesus.
hidden under like a legal pad, so you know if the boss walks by.
Yeah, yeah. We've all been there. Had your phone, you know.
All right, so Teak, you finally see the guys walk out.
Peak waves.
Gets handed a probably at least partially still warm cup of coffee.
Warmish. Well, they also had those heaters going because the lawsuit didn't happen yet. So
He's holding on to it. And he looks around. Is like, I have nowhere to put this.
Drink it,
Cup holders
darling. Just
weren't a
drink
thing.
it.
He drinks it.
I still love occasionally getting into a car that was built before cup holders just to see people's reactions.
Yeah, they were first added in the 50s.
Yep.
And I can remember both my dad's first truck and some of the trucks my granddad used to have, having those little plastic things you could buy that would hook into where the windows
In the
went
air
down.
vents.
Yep. It was a savage, barbaric time.
my grandpa had one of those. Yeah.
Had the cassette tape that was also the auxiliary cord.
Yep. Salvador gets into the Model Teak and goes just kind of like checks on his his weapon. Probably nothing happened, but he's
Yeah,
still
it's
gonna
still there.
look over it. Yeah.
So, where are we going?
Following them.
We'll be
As the
following.
police car drives off.
Follows after the police car.
Police car pulls around
Mhm.
and kind of slowly drives by y'all.
Waves. Sees Teak in the driver's seat and just waves.
And you see the officer that you met this morning. You know, he's
Yep.
sitting in the passenger side. You see the guy, plainclothes detective driving. And you're pretty sure, you see his mouth move. You're pretty sure he was saying something along the lines of, "You gotta be kidding me." Whether that's directed at you or the Model Teak, you don't know.
It's both.
Follows.
But yeah, you have no trouble following him. He doesn't try to lose you or anything. And while the car he's in could no doubt outrace,
You don't know that.
Model Teak's got a V6.
Teak may have adjusted the Model Teak. You don't know.
Mm-mm-mm.
First use of NOS in a Model T.
Beat me to it. That's the thing between Teak and the Model Teak. Family.
all right, so
Good night,
y'all,
folks.
So y'all drive down to Brown's Mill. Deep enough into Brown's Mill that you're starting to smell the paper mills. You go down. You cut off the road, off the main road, and you move around. You're catching sight. You're catching sights of the creek that runs by a lot of these slaughterhouses and paper mills. So they could dump their runoff just into the creek and then into the lake.
At least it's winter.
Sure, it's fine. That does cut down on the smell some. There are parts of Brown's Mill that's almost unbearable in the summer.
I can imagine.
Hot day, if the wind's not blowing and it just sort of lingers there.
It's unpleasant on most days that end in Y.
Yes. That's how you know which days it's going to be unpleasant. And why. Yeah, but you come up to the pull off. There's a big wooden gate that's shut across basically the driveway that leads further back into the onto the property. The detective parks, pulls off, parks by the gate. He gets out. They open the trunk.
Mm-hmm.
He hands a shotgun to Jacob.
Who did we lose?
Mm.
I don't know, but they're back.
Yeah,
Yeah, there was a flicker. I didn't see it.
yeah, my sound went out on me, so I just
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Just in the Discord.
Pulls out a shotgun. Salvador sees it. It's like, I gotta get you one of those.
They call it a street sweeper. At least the mob. At least folks in the mob do.
Glancing over before they
Engineer.
get completely out of the vehicle, at Michael, perhaps you should take point dealing with the detective, since he may be a bit more comfortable talking to you than some of us.
Say it what it is.
We all know what it is. We don't have to say it.
yes.
Very well. And he'll go over to the detective.
Salvador would get out last because he has a long rifle that he needs to sling along his back, and just kind of he's not hiding it, but he's not gonna make a point to like wave it in front of a detective.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
You see there's a little pouch on the driver's side door. Teak pops it open, pulls out a pistol, and puts it
Little Derringer.
in a holster. Yeah. Holsters it and hops out.
And you see the detective and officer Jacob. They take their coats off. They put on these almost looks like a big thick wool vest, and then they put the coats back on over it.
1920s bulletproof.
Get that
Mostly
lanolin
made
all
of-
in the wounds.
It's the best. It's the best they had anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Principally silk, just because it was. And metal. Don't forget the metal.
And he notes the rifle on Salvador's back.
Sure.
But he sort of gives you a nod. Veteran, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's what Jacob was telling me on the ride over here.
Still have the shoulder injury to prove it.
And you see Leo pull out, it's a long bag, but he does not open it yet.
Baseball bat.
No. No, it's the BA.
It's a Warhammer.
Applying anesthesia.
And his doctor bag as well. So
All right, he pulled out all right, what was the first thing he pulled out?
it looks like it's like a long, almost duffel bag. Really, it's the carrying bag for his BAR.
Okay.
And he also has his doctor bags with him as well.
Vivian kind of fluffs the cuffs of her jacket to put her hands into her cuffs and keep her hands warm.
Sounds useful.
Yeah, she may have a weapon somewhere, but for right now, she's just keeping her hands warm.
Well, I see y'all came prepared, or I see several of you came prepared.
Better to have what you don't need, sir.
He looks over at Leo's bag. You an actual doctor?
I was a medic during the war.
Oh, okay. Jacob would also mention that you were a veteran. Well, all I ask is, keep your weapons holstered. Unless somebody jumps out and starts shooting at you.
Mm-hmm.
Standard operating procedure.
And then
Ideally,
they
the
go over
shooting
open the
doesn't
gate.
start.
Yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully this will be super quiet. So yeah, open the gate and y'all start walking up the walkway. Even in the cold, you can kind of smell the
Dead animal.
Funk.
yeah.
Yeah.
This place has not been shut down that long, so it's still got some of the old slaughterhouse stink to it.
Can I do a listen roll to see if I hear anything while we're walking up?
Sure, go ahead.
Actually, that's just good for. Is that good for everybody?
Yeah, anybody that wants to.
I'll get in on it for
Ha-has.
Just to at least
for chuckles.
get it in there. Oh, now I
Well, at
realize-
least there's 2 successes.
yeah.
3 successes.
I've got a 75 in that.
I will mark that.
I have a 50 in it, Zay, so right there with you.
The highest one, but I failed.
So y'all are
Well,
walking up.
What was the 81 persuasion roll, which is the highest one I've seen rolled?
Unfortunate.
So you're walking up.
Mm-hmm.
You hear city noises in the distance. It's New Year's Day, so there's not a lot of the other businesses in the area. The slaughterhouses, the paper mills, that kind of stuff. Probably not open today.
Mm.
You do hear a goat bleating in the distance.
Bah.
But it's slaughterhouses in the vicinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are probably other
Bleating law.
animal noises, but far enough away that you don't quite, make them out distinctly. As you approach, you see it's a fairly run-down building. Clearly, these last few years, while the place has been struggling, they really hadn't been keeping the keeping the place up too well.
Even
Not in
less
health
OSHA
code.
compliant.
Yep.
Not up to health code.
A few panes of glass have been busted out, and they just filled in plywood, cover it up. Clearly, it hasn't been the outside hadn't been repainted in a while. It looks structurally sound. It doesn't look like it's gonna fall apart or anything. Give me as you step up, you start getting close.
What?
Hang on just a second. Where did I put? There he is. I just need a character sheet to look at because there's a whole lot of skills in this game. I don't have memorized what they all are, what they're all called yet.
There sure are.
I feel that.
but I think it's either spot hidden or just spot.
They just have
There is
spot.
a spot.
Okay. Yeah, I think in
don't
Cthulhu
have-
it's called spot hidden.
Yeah, it's spot hidden in that one.
So just spot rolls.
Yeah, just give me spot rolls.
Woo!
I saw. Oh, that was mine. Woo! Let's go.
Critical!
Oh, now we all roll well.
Critical!
We can all look really good.
Except for Leo.
Silly hero was trying to use your ears earlier. It's all
I
about the
know,
eyes.
right? Look, man, he's got the ears for it. Come on.
All right,
Yeah.
so spot. Teak got a critical.
What's a special? How does that differentiate from a critical?
In this instance, it probably doesn't. But
Okay.
you just have 3 tiers of success. You have a success, a special success, and a critical.
Gotcha.
The difference between the special and the critical is really more important in combat
Understood.
than most times out of combat. So as you're just kind of stepping into kind of the front yard, the parking lot, though it's really just hard packed, earth with a little gravel thrown on it, all of you except Leo. Yeah, it's all of you except Leo.
Yep.
The officers also don't, because I didn't let them roll.
Mm.
They're focused on the building. The rest of you,
Mm-hmm.
you spot a hat laying out in the grass.
Uh-oh.
Mickey's hat.
At the
Is
edge
it
of
a
the
hat
gravel.
I recognize?
It's a hat.
Tiki's going to pull out his mechanics gloves, put them on, and then go over to the hat.
Mm.
Well,
pick it up.
Teak may be distracted because Teak sees something else too.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
no.
With that critical.
Yeah.
You
You see the
see
Wookalore
what Teak
behind us.
sees. Oh, you spot the hat just like everybody else spotted the hat.
Mm.
And then you spot a little bit of movement. One side of the slaughterhouse, it's a larger building, and then there's like it's not a separate building, but it's like the roof's lower. Probably like office areas or something. It's where it looks like where you would walk in, where you would enter the building if you were just showing up, where you've got the big double doors that they could open up to haul in trailers full of animals or whatever.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those windows have curtains. And you catch the movement of the curtain kind of being moved back. Like maybe
Tico,
somebody
like-
pulled it to a side and it.
Yeah. Tico will reach up and pat either the officer or the detective, whoever he's closer to, and then point over at the window. Try to subtly point over to the window.
What?
Points over, tries to point over to the window. I saw something in that window. Like someone was in there and they opened the curtains and then closed it shut.
Could have been a breeze. We better assume it was a person.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there's Mickey's hat.
Oh yeah, several of the guys have pointed at Mickey's.
Yeah.
And you step over and look at it. Any of you, well, basically Anderson. And the detective, because he'd have dealt with Mickey. He'd have had a decent chance of dealing with Mickey.
Mhm.
The detective is wearing gloves just because it's cold. So yeah, he just picks the hat up and looks at it. Yeah, pretty sure that's Mickey's hat. We're just gonna leave it here. We'll get it on the way out. I need y'all to hang back a little bit. Though Salvador and Doc, clearly he's referring to you, Leo.
I'm back. Attack of the Child. What I miss?
Yep, yep.
Not much.
Found hat. Teak saw movement in the building. The detective is telling all y'all to hang back. Salvador, go ahead and get that rifle. Just ready.
Got it.
And Doc, if you've got something in that other bag, in that non-medical bag,
Understood.
I know you two have had some training, so me and the Rook here will go knock on the door and say hello.
I'll take one side to this. I'll take the cover from the side that's pointing towards the direction of where that curtain moved.
Yep.
Just so if we have to greet somebody, I'm greeting somebody.
And Leo will actually take position in what would look like a good position to cover them in case they have to run out of the building.
Cover fire.
And he breaks out the bar.
Salvador loads a I believe it's a mag. Yeah, in.
Yeah.
Not a clip.
I had to look up after I had forgotten what a bar was. Oh yes, I remember you talking about that earlier. Now, yeah. That's some heavy duty hardware.
The gun that they actually didn't, that was considered too good to be issued to U.S. forces in World War I. So yeah.
Look, we want to win, but we don't want to just run the score up. There's no
we don't want
sportsmanship.
to disrespect them.
Yeah, because the actual justification was they didn't want the Germans copying it.
I think the Germans were more concerned about the trench broom at the time.
No, the trench broom was not actually. The first Thompson didn't arrive until there was literally at the end of the war. You see U.S. soldiers sitting on boxes of them because they just showed up. The
12-gauge shotguns.
Yes,
It did make the Thompsons very cheap to buy after the war, though.
Yeah.
Like $40 at any hardware store.
Yep.
All right. So they're creeping up. The detective announces in a very loud voice, if there's anyone in the building, please step out now. This is law enforcement. Abbey Shores PD. Make yourself known, yada, yada, yada.
It's a very loud bolt being actioned.
Teak is going to keep his ears open for any sounds.
Well, Teak hears a slight sound.
Oh no. Do I need to make a roll for this, or do I?
You'll hear the sound. I'll let you hear the sound regardless. Make a roll to see if you can
catch it before it does something.
Yeah.
It's from up and over slightly.
Where we are, or where they are?
The building. It's on the. It's not like where they're walking the building.
Okay.
Do I have a?
You'll look.
Do I have a picture of the building handy? I know I don't have one loaded, but just to show you guys. Yeah. There's a thumbnail for tonight's episode. That's good enough.
Mm-hmm.
So while they were approaching, that little side door there with on the lower kind of almost lean-to looking thing, before they get within the shadow of the building, from one of those upper windows with the busted out panels, Teak, you hear a thwing.
The arrow.
Probably too late. We'll just yell, "Look at!"
It is too late for the detective. Max damage.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
no.
Good.
Ah!
I tried,
And-
guys. I'm sorry.
I just come back to max damage.
Yeah,
Oh, the detective
us.
to
got
the
shot.
detective.
Fantastic. I'm sure the captain will be just thrilled with us getting his detective shot.
Mhm.
Let's see. And his health is
Gone.
Oh wait, did it have any bonus damage on that? No, that's strength. No, he's not dead. He doesn't even take a major wound from that.
Huh.
He does have an arrow suddenly sprout out of his shoulder, though.
I would like to fire at this person. This
Okay.
assailant.
Let's see. What is the range on your dark vision?
It is.
But
what is it?
I don't think I ever calculated mine because there's a formula it goes by. So
It's like 10 times your score, which is mine's 12. So I believe it's 120 feet.
Which
or
score?
whatever the measure is.
It's based off your power, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
okay, so 140 for me.
Interesting, because mine specifically says 15 meters.
It's 15.
Hang on, I'm pulling up the Strange Folk book now. All right, night vision. Your character is with perfect clarity for 15 meters. They gave
And
that.
for each extra level increases the range by 15 meters, half their POW.
Yeah, half their power. You have half their power in levels. That's what it is.
Okay.
So
So
that would be 2 for me, so that would be 30 meters, it seems.
Okay.
For me, at least.
all right. So half my POW, 7 times. Hang on. I am terrible at the maths.
How times divide?
Elf is 1 of their POW. It's not half. So it's 1 to 1 for me.
Okay.
Me here going, what dark vision?
You human. No.
I mean,
So
not that it's dark
150
outside, but you're looking into a dark
105.
building, so.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to see what's happening.
All right. So Salvador and Leo, there's you can make out the vague form of a person, but it's getting right at that. It's far enough away that it's not.
They
But you're not
fired.
seeing
I'm
it
firing
clearly.
back.
Oh yeah. You can see well enough to shoot.
I have 2 shots because of this weapon. Is what I said. What it said when I brought it up.
All right, what weapon have you got?
My long rifle. It is. I probably should have put in parentheses what it actually is, but it's my Enfield.
Long rifle.
Yeah.
Am I rolling rifle or am I rolling the weapon itself?
You're
All right,
rolling your skill with the weapon. In this
Okay.
case,
You should have ranged weapons down there on your.
I do have firearm rifle. I was just wondering if I'm I'm rolling that.
Yeah, that'd be the skill you'd roll. And if you
Okay.
go down, there's a ranged weapon thing where you can put your where you can
Yeah,
put your
I
weapon in?
already put all that in there.
Okay.
That's how I know I have 2 shots. Apparently.
Where does it say 2 shots at?
Oh, might not need it. Jesus.
If you mean shots in gun, that's how much it holds.
Shots
doesn't
in
mean you
gun is
can-
5.
Okay.
I have there's another art thing that says attacks, and I have 2. And it had a 2 on it when I translated the
SR
weapon.
slash attacks.
Yes.
That is the. Hang on just 1 second. That is
I'm sitting on a critical.
the
right now, so
SR stands for strike
Short
rank,
range.
Right.
which
Okay.
is not being used in our version
Okay,
Mm,
that's fine.
yeah.
because it
I'm sitting on a
subdivides the rounds and it gets extra complicated.
Fair enough.
So let me just find. I do want to glance to make sure the rifle isn't supposed to be giving you something extra.
Well, I put
Rifle
down what I
assault,
had
rifle
last
bolt
time.
action, rifle
It's bolt
elephant.
action.
Okay.
It didn't have a damage bonus when I looked at it, but I might not have also parsed it that well.
A lot of
1-3.
ranged weapons don't have the damage bonus unless it's something thrown or.
Mm.
Okay.
I think some bows may give you like half of it or something.
Alrighty.
It does count as impaling if you were to get a special or a success, critical.
I did get a critical.
Oh yes, you did.
it is in fact impaling.
Impaling. All right, he was not expecting to get shot, so he is not going to try to
Good.
dodge it. And he was paying attention to the people walking up, not y'all, so you
Mhm.
can't dodge a ranged attack if you're unaware of it. And you take serious penalty trying to dodge a ranged attack or like a fast projectile like that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I thought. Oh, there he is. Impaling.
Mhm.
Alright, so with a crit, you doubled the weapon's dice.
Excellent.
And then any modifiers that they have add normally, they don't double.
D&D standard. Yeah, sure.
Let's see.
Anything else?
Weapon removal. Yeah, I think that's all that's relevant here.
Okay. 20 damage.
Jesus.
Alright.
Salvador was an accomplished rifleman.
I don't think he has an arm anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, 20 damage. He's still alive.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh.
Where did I put that?
He would have killed me.
Same.
But that is enough to trigger a major wound.
Excellent.
Give me a
At least
D100
I
roll,
hope so.
I would
Salvador,
love to.
on the major wound table.
Roll
Oh,
1D100.
A punctured lung leads to a weakened respiratory system. Deep stomach wounds become chronically reinfected, or belly wounds weaken digestion or general health. Kidneys and liver are damaged or make up a new wound effect. Lose 1d3 con. Maximum move is now reduced by the same 1d3, and hit points may be lowered. Your character is still able to fight.
Where did you see that? How did you do that?
In
Click major
the
wound.
sheet next to ranged
On the sheet.
weapons.
Yep.
Oh, well, I just,
Oh.
yeah, it's right there.
Yep. And remember, a major wound happens anytime one attack does
Over half.
over half your life.
Good to know. So yeah, he's just center mass and gets a little low. I will roll the 1d3.
You hear angry noises. They don't sound like human noises, though.
Loses 2 con and movement is reduced by 2.
And his hit points may be lowered. So it seems like it's his hit points is lowered by 2 too.
Maybe.
Yep.
I don't know.
May be lowered. They may not be.
We'll say they are.
That's GM discretion. Okay. Sick.
The important thing is just that I
insides.
treat y'all the same way.
Yeah.
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 My insides. They shouldn't be outside.
You just hear another.
And then Patrick, I think you had taken a shot.
No, I had not.
No,
But I have
were
my
you going?
rifle
Were you going to?
No, I was not.
Okay.
Initially.
Is it just like flat in the front yard here, or is there
Yes.
like a spot? There's no like areas to cover or crouch down.
At the edge of the gravel where you're at, there's a few trees.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick and move by a few trees, but I'm gonna wait to see how the scene goes. But Salvador intends to head towards a tree to take cover.
So you got that quick exchange. What are the rest of you doing?
Go ahead.
Michael's gonna try to find some cover because people are shooting.
Yep.
Teek's finding cover, pulling out his pistol just in case.
Do we hear the noise this far back? You said it didn't sound like a
going
human
off?
noise.
Oh, the subhuman.
Oh, give me listen checks, everybody, to see what you pick
Okay.
up.
I can't
Do I need to?
check. I can't roll twice for that, right? If I've already succeeded, I succeeded, but
Well, you won't get credit for succeeding twice, I don't
Yeah.
think.
yeah, that's what I was asking.
Hey.
Hey, look, I succeeded. It
I
succeeded
succeeded?
again.
See, the
doesn't
dice
matter.
roller is turning in your
You just
favor.
have to warm it up like a car.
Had to
Like,
crank it a few
no,
times.
No.
So we're all doing the listen roll?
Yeah, anybody that was
Everybody.
outside.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so that is successes for about everybody.
Yep.
Salvador will call out medic and just motion to the arrow or the arrow sticking out of this person who's still alive. But,
Yeah. Do I see... Now, I saw where he shot. Do I see anyone else poking out?
You do not.
All right.
You see, Jacob
And I
grabs
will actually...
the detective by his good arm and he's like helping him along.
And I will wave to Jacob and the detective to come over to where I'm located.
The angle to where you're at.
Yeah.
Ow. As they're going like this way, I'm going towards the tree to like get a shot. Get a second shot.
I'm keeping I'm keeping the bar basically just kind of in line until they get close enough to me. Basically just still providing if see anyone pop up, then I fire.
Now, the successes y'all made on the listen rolls. You heard Salvador shoot. And you heard a sort of bleeding, like a very alarmed, in pain, sort of bleating coming from.
Oh no!
From the window.
Oh no!
Did the goat? Did a goat shoot at him?
Goat man. Can I, hearing that, could I make a, I don't know if this instance would count as occult history?
No, go ahead. You can go ahead and roll the cult.
Vivian is also getting to cover.
I
Hey!
Since I heard that, can I also make that roll?
Yeah, sure. Skill pile all you want. No,
No,
but it makes perfect sense in
There's
this
a lot of
situation.
skills to roll.
The dice will get back to hating us sooner or later. Don't worry.
Yeah,
It's hot.
eventually.
We got to keep hitting it while it's hot.
Yeah, no kidding.
We can't leave the table. The deck's warm, baby.
All right, so all the occult rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, the
It
two
bleeds,
occult
I can
rolls.
kill it. That's all Salvador cares about right now.
That's fair. That's
It
very
bleeds, it
fair.
can die. So yeah, that sounded kind of animalish for sure.
Mhm.
Didn't quite sound like a goat. Similar enough, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like it didn't necessarily match like the previous goat noise somebody heard.
Okay.
But it makes you think goat more than anything else. As far as your occult roll, minotaurs don't really sound like that.
Mm-hmm.
Some satyrs will sound like that, but it's a bit they're doing. It's not something they naturally sound like.
I don't want to live deliciously.
It's kind of like people expect that out of a satyr, and some of them will play along with it. So you're not sure what that was, unless somebody was using, a goat as a blade of armor.
It's the wool
I
vest
had-
they put on. They put a goat.
No, I just got that image of like the reactive armor, except it's just nothing but goats.
Mm-mm-mm.
All right. So Patrick, the Jacob the detective, get over to you.
All right, and we'll actually get behind cover.
Yeah. There's a very gentle the driveway y'all walked up. Basically, there's a very gentle slope to it before it kind of levels out at the top.
Is that
So once you get to the tree line, you can fall back just a little bit and get a little bit of dirt,
Or-
between you.
All right. Looking at the arrow, is it the same kind of arrow?
It looks like another crude arrow, yes.
Right. All right. I'll actually first look over to see, like, just make sure it's not like didn't hit an artery or anything like that first. So,
All right, give me a medical roll.
medic.
Break it off,
First
don't pull
aid
it
or
out.
medicine in this instance.
First aid in this instance.
Okay. Of course.
Oh, that arm's gotta come off. No, it's not.
Gotta
Okay.
amputate.
You didn't critically fail.
Gets the
Or didn't
leeches.
fumble.
Yep.
Uh,
Of course, in this instance, we know we're currently under fire, so, or at least from unknown assailants.
but with a
That's what I'm
failure, I'm
finding
going to
out.
say you take the arrow out.
Yeah.
I mean, might have been better to leave it in at the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, you pull it out. You put
Yeah.
Patch it up.
cloth bandage. The detective reaches up and holds it. Yeah, it's got that same kind of bone arrowhead.
Is this individual still pulling up for another shot?
And
It seemed to fall back when it got hit, so you haven't seen it.
It hasn't come out again. Okay. I'm still trained up there, so the second something peaks, I'm firing.
All's quiet at the moment.
And I forgot, there's no such thing as taking 10 in this system, or...
Is that a
No,
that's
I
a
don't
thing in
believe so.
D&D?
Okay.
But you've done what you can do for him basically for the moment. You pull the arrow out. He's putting pressure on the wound.
Salvador's gonna yell out, kind of using that like military timbre in his voice again.
Mm-hmm.
ASPD, come out! Like,
You see, Patrick. You see the detective wince when he does it. Can't impersonate a police officer, but I get what he's trying to do. Okay, we'll let it slide.
Yeah, like I feel like the detective and I have a silent rapport.
Known him 10 minutes. We're buds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He'll actually copy what the detective said. It's like, make yourselves known, drop your weapons, come out. This doesn't have to end this way. I would like to actually use my command skill if that is all possible. I am lying about it, but I am using that chain of command that I know works so well.
Using that voice.
Yeah.
I'm going to say in this instance that's not going to work.
Okay.
And you'll probably
He's gonna
understand why later.
Sure.
So when there's more silence, Patrick, you can go over there. You can actually like tie the bandit on tight so he doesn't have to be sitting there holding it constantly.
Yeah.
He turns back around and
secure it.
Unfortunately, that was his. It was his right arm that got hit, so he dropped his gun when he took that hit. So his pistol is still sitting out there.
If it's still like quiet after Salvador says that, then Salvador will go retrieve that weapon.
Okay.
And while he's approaching, I'll have the BAR raised.
Just kind of, I'll grab it from the barrel, so not to put prints on the thing.
Well, it's a detective's gun. That's not a big deal.
That's fine. I just hand it to him.
Patrick, roll me a spot roll.
Teek's gonna keep an...
Or anybody that's keeping an eye out can give me a...
Yeah.
Teek was going to keep an eye out and for those who aren't near the major part of it, just to see if anybody was coming from behind them or around them.
Yeah. Vivian will get it on the looking around, like making sure no one's coming from other directions of the building.
His head literally buried in the sand.
Like an ostrich. Damn.
Not stealthy at all.
No, well, no, he's not especially stealthy.
Is this like is the detective's like weapon like a snub nose, or is it like a Colt?
It would probably
just in case I have to use it here in a sec.
He's got an old 911.
Okay.
Oh, it's not the stand. It's not necessarily the standard issue that the police would use at the time. I don't think.
All right.
I have the same gun, so handshake.
One World War.
What was the standard police gun in the 1920s?
It should be a 38 special. It's a Smith & Wesson. That's basically the classic police revolver you usually see people see in that 38
age. Special cartridges. Used by
was using
police
the-
departments from the 20s to the 90s.
Yep.
Yeah. And then they started using the army's weapons. They're like, hey, that looks pretty cool. I
Yep.
want to use that. But yeah, Salvador will clock that it's the same gun that he has, and as he hands it to the detective.
Well,
Unless he
hang
just wants
on.
to have
All
it
right,
here in a sec.
so if you're running out to get it,
Uh-huh.
Teak failed a spot roll.
Everyone else did well in it.
Michael's mostly just taking cover
Yep.
because he's not a fighter.
So yeah, any of you that succeeded on the roll, though, you actually see, somebody gets closer to one of the windows that you can see him kind of pull back. You can kind of make out the arm holding the bow.
And I'll open fire and I will actually fire a burst. Actually, I use the 3 round.
Okay.
If anything, I'm hoping to at least suppress him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hey,
Hey.
13 damage ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Mm.
3-round burst does the 3 rounds that affect just the hit chance or the damage done?
Good question. I think it should affect. Well, let me find burst.
Well, because the machine gun, which is the stats it uses, it's a 1-shot, 3-shot burst. Burst is the
See auto fire, page 142. Burst increases the chance of success by 20%.
that's not what I
It's
did.
the attack is rolled normally. If the shot is a failure, all shots in the burst miss. If it is a success and hits the target, roll an appropriate die based on the number of shots fired.
3-round burst.
Yeah.
To get an odd number, roll an appropriate dice type and divide by 2. Okay. So you fired 3 shots.
I'll do the D6.
Divided by you do round up, so
Okay,
3
so I
would
roll
be
a-
like 2 extra dice. Or wait, 2
Okay.
extra or just 2 dice? Let's see. Appropriate die based on the number of shots fired. Okay, so you'd be rolling. If you normally roll 1 dice, you'd be rolling 2 dice.
Okay. So I roll 2d6 with that. That's because I see how it auto calculated it.
Yeah, yeah. It probably auto calculated it like it was a regular because it doesn't know if you're doing single shot or burst or whatever.
Yeah.
So basically, you got 1 extra dice damage. So 13 becomes
13 plus
18.
5.
Yeah.
You can see blood hit the inside of the window. And it kind of, drops the bow and just falls back. Doesn't duck, You're pretty sure you finished that one off.
Kind
Should
of
I
look
tell?
up at the machine gun fire and then look back at Leo, just like,
I
Michael
believe
just
I believe that one's down.
So Michael's from his position like, y'all wanted to come here alone.
So you get to the detective handing him his gun. Thanks. Thank you.
With the power of friendship, we're never alone.
and this gun I found.
Oh, push it.
Knowing is half the battle. The other half is large caliber ammunition.
I will motion everyone to come back this like towards the building. Probably the most tactically sound thing to do with someone with a bow.
Mhm.
Get within their range band.
So yeah, the detective, gets back on his feet.
How you feeling, detective?
My arm hurts. Well, I'm not as good a shot with my offhand, but
I think it'll be fine. Do you want
What
to
do
do
you-
the honors, or do you want me to?
what do you think the chances are that was
There's
just
more?
the one guy?
Oh, there's more.
Yeah. Well, if you gents will cover me,
I got your back.
we'll make our way to the dorm.
Mhm.
You non-combatants should probably stay back here and cover.
This is your show, detective. We're just the performers.
First.
All right. So you advance. At this point, you advance to the door without too much issue.
Mhm.
Oh, that's what I need to do.
He tries the door. It's unlocked. In fact, once you're up close, you can realize the door, the knob is damaged.
If we came here by ourselves, I would have been like, oh, that's probable cause. I'm going in here.
Yep.
Oh, sick.
Aha.
All right. Is the entire map darkened for y'all?
No,
Just bits
just
and
one
pieces.
box.
The inside,
Yeah.
the inside is.
This, this.
Okay, that's what it's supposed to be. On
this,
mine,
and
it's I've
this.
got the haze. It looks for some reason looks like the whole map is done that way.
Because
No.
I have to. Rar.
So is this bit
Me
right here in the
realizing
front?
if my Power Connect actually goes off, I can use that effect.
Oh dear.
Sorry.
Jason,
What now?
is this bit right here in the front?
That would be this over here. Oops.
Wrong layer. Okay,
I
you
see.
can have that layer. Okay, Salvador's gonna be over there.
All right.
Yep.
It's probably two different buildings. Then we could just kind of see the betweens.
Yeah, the map did not exactly match up with the picture I had, but it's
Are there any other windows in this building? Like where Salvador is?
Yes, you had the windows here, which would be where Teak had seen the curtain move.
Yep.
I don't know what I wanted to do.
There's another one over here, and there's all the windows on this little office area though are curtained.
Okay.
Jason, I threw in the Discord what it looks like on at least my end.
Okay, that's what it should look like, but it's I'm getting this weird shade effect on it all.
It may be because you're GM.
Possibly.
It's not letting me drag a token over. Oh well.
Are you doing the name or your picture? You drag the name, not the picture.
And
E.
yeah, I didn't make a token.
I thought
Oh,
I
I just
had.
have a-
Did
that's
I
your
not
first
put a
problem.
token?
I just have a box.
I'll send you the token maker site.
Okay, okay.
No, I thought I had made a token out of your guy, but apparently I hadn't. Or if I did, I didn't upload it. Yeah, it won't matter for today.
Mm-hmm.
It's been thrown in Discord.
I always just use token tool. But yeah, whatever works.
It's just when I made it originally, it's the first one that came up.
Hang on.
Okay, there we go. That fixed it on my view.
Yay, technical problems. Woo!
Well, it was something I had set it on, but I thought that would only be the opaqueness of the square I put down, but it opaqued the
Mhm.
entire map that way.
Oh, well.
Very strange. Yeah, just the entire map and not just the. That's got to be a bug. Anyway,
Bug or a feature?
yeah, whichever it is.
Mm.
All right. So is anybody else approaching the front door? Or any of you going to hang around? Hang back like the detective suggested.
Oh,
Teak was
Vivian's
going to see
hanging
if he
back.
could find. Teak was going to see if he can find a window to try and
Yeah.
look in.
Michael's gonna hang back.
Hang back. It's mostly staying outside of the door until someone says it's all clear.
Yep.
Or until she hears a bit too much going on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I don't have any appropriate 1920s cops, but there's some just cops.
Good enough. I'll nod at the detective and whenever you're ready.
All right. Rookie, follow me in. Mr. Salvador, if you'll come in behind him.
Nods.
So they step in. You see this area.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's revealed on at least my end.
Yeah,
Did it not?
it didn't reveal on my end, no.
Didn't on mine either. Fog of War being weird.
Yeah,
it is.
Fog of Ward was always fun on.
Yeah.
Is it the one that reveals itself when you go into place, or is it the one that you just do as we go along?
It should be the one I do as I go along. I don't have. I have not used any of the dynamic lighting stuff.
Fancy.
Fair enough.
Salvador, go ahead and
It's
move your
not-
character in there, and we'll make sure that's not going to do it.
Did not do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's not on a different layer, right, Jason? The box isn't.
No, that's not how it works.
I know, but just asking the question.
Sure.
We will check right quick. Though it shouldn't work that way. I'm even clicking reveal full page, and I don't think it's doing anything. All right, so y'all still seeing nothing?
Nope, just black
Yeah.
boxes.
We're staring directly into the void.
Mm-hmm.
Salvador's in the void, even.
And you didn't. This is just a far fetch, and I doubt you did it. Just you didn't make like a black box, did you?
No, I used the hide reveal mask thing.
But I have a token now.
Excellent.
Yay.
What did I?
Well, this is super annoying. Hang on just 1 second as I try something. This may be a Roll20 thing on my part because I tried to swap to a different map, and now the whole thing is like it's like the site's reloading or something.
Oh, maybe I refresh and it'll be all revealed. Nope, but it was worth a shot.
The old turning it on and off again.
Yep.
Remember, kids, if you call IT, the first question you're going to be asked is, have you tried turning it off and on again? This is not
Is it
to
plugged
piss
in?
you off. This is not to piss you off. This is just the standard protocol because majority of the people don't shut their crap off.
All right, so I duplicated the map and jumped us over there. Does it still look the same?
Yep. Still looks the same. Are you Roll20?
Well-oiled machine, Roll20.
How about now?
Yep.
Hey, we can see things.
Hey,
Okay.
we got there. Almost
Can
all
see
there.
the front room and part of the
This place over here.
right-hand room over here.
Yeah, that would be double checking to make sure because I thought I saw the light, the slightly shaded area disappear. I wanted to double check. I don't know. I have no idea. I jumped us to a copy of the map, and suddenly the reveal tool was working. Yay, Roll20.
Science.
Quote a buddy of mine, and I pay for this crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
He doesn't say
Tell me about
crap,
it.
but I'm being more family friendly.
Yep.
All right, so that's what you see.
Yep. I'm gonna let them do what they're doing. I'm
So
gonna
door here, door
provide
here.
cover. Yep. I will, however, come up to this door. Oops, I'm not gonna open it, but I can't get on there. Whatever. Is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. And I want to. It's closed.
It is.
Is the lock the same way where it's like busted open?
It's just an interior. Well, actually, I take that back. This was a business. They would probably have a lock on it. But no, this one's not damaged.
Okay. I'm going to put my ear up to it and just listen and see if there's anyone in there.
All right, give me a listen check.
Yeah.
Just
Failure.
FYI, Jason, it is 9:30.
Yeah, I just looked down and noticed.
So I got nothing.
It's a noise failure.
Yep. It sure is.
So yeah, you don't hear anything.
Okay.
It's probably fine.
Yeah. I'll whisper as much to the detective.
He hunkers back with his gun out, pointing it at the door. He kind of motions for you to open it.
I'll just have my hands up, and then bust through.
It swings
I'll kick the
open.
door. Uh-huh.
There's a slight smell of animal.
Uh-huh.
You don't see anything in there, though. You see lots of books thrown down in the floor. It looks like somebody just threw a bunch of books on the floor and then wallered all over, just rolled around all over them.
Like a pig, maybe?
Yeah, you could definitely see a pig doing that. I mean, not with
Okay.
books, but I mean, if some animal did this, a pig's big enough to...
Yep.
You know, the books are somewhat damaged.
Mm-hmm.
Pages torn, there's excrement.
Nice.
Yeah, very classy.
Gross. I think Salvador does look down and just like, gross.
Yeah, the detective and Jacob also kind of wrinkle their nose.
I guess Patrick hasn't been able to speak, but I was gonna say, is Leo in here with us? Okay, Leo is.
Yeah,
In fact
Patrick
here
says
with
he
us.
is,
Okay.
or Leo is in there.
Yep, cool.
Let me try to throw him down a token then.
Yeah. Cool.
Right. That's from his
I-
sheet, so he should be able to move it around.
Yeah.
All right. What do you do next? Well, next the detective steps up to this door.
I'll cover for him.
This one is damaged, so he just kind of pushes it open. He takes a step in.
Follow
Well,
him.
I don't really see anything. Which is, of course, when something springs out of hiding.
Naturally.
Of course.
Is this a window?
Here, these.
Yeah.
Up here are these windows.
But they're curtained. They're curtained.
Yeah, they're curtained.
Fun.
Ooh,
They look fun.
they sure do.
So yeah, he takes a swing at our good detective. Oh wait, he's actually got a die. He's actually got a character sheet. I can.
I was like, wait a minute. Why is the detective who got shot going first?
Because he's in
Well, I have to
charge.
go first.
Dang it.
Yeah, he's in
And-
charge of the operation, so
That's fine. It was just,
This is-
you know.
this is his theater. I'm supporting him. And then when he dies, I'll take over.
Oh, luckily it is a failure.
Yay.
I will.
And
I
what
will
you're seeing
retaliate.
is a. I was about to say large, but I probably need to. Yeah, we'll probably sheet out so I'm not covering up the map. All right. Size 13. So that's, a decent sized, human sized.
A couple of heads taller than me.
Hello?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, we hear you now, Patrick.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Uh,
Discord just like crashed and put back up, so. But I'm also noticing a sizable
You
lag.
are lagging like crazy
Yeah.
on Zoom.
Yeah.
yeah, your
But
Discord's
your
coming
audio's
through
doing
fine.
fine. Yeah.
And we're about to wrap up, but
Okay.
So yeah, you see this large humanoid goat thing.
Yep.
Curled horns. The snout on this one is a bit shorter than it would be for a regular goat,
Mm-hmm.
and it has canine teeth.
Sick.
It is dressed. It's got a scrap of cloth that is wearing kind of like a loincloth.
Mm-hmm.
Though when it's moving around, that loincloth is not really hiding very much.
Gross. I fire. It misses. I fire.
I'm against nudity.
There are
There,
ladies present.
present.
Uh,
Been hanging out for too long.
go ahead and give me a
that.
roll. We'll let you try to cap this thing.
Brain shells are being shared.
Success.
Mm-hmm.
Success.
2d6 plus 4. That is 12 damage.
Where was the
Alright.
body too for the one that Patrick's character killed?
That would have been in one of the other parts because it was over to one side.
It's on the upstairs, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
how I pictured it. Yeah.
Okay, double check.
All right. So that was
It's 12.
12. That is not half his health. Oh yeah, I don't have to write them down now. I've got tokens.
Hey.
So minus 12. All right. So he takes a massive hit. Steps back. He bleats. His bleat sounds much more goat-like.
Gotcha.
It might have been the thing you originally heard.
So I hear that probably outside.
Oh yeah, you guys are right there.
Okay.
Mhm.
Can I come over here and potentially try to hit him? Or is that window like closed or is it like broken or what?
All the windows in the unveiled section
Mhm.
are curtained. So
Just
you can
cut-
certainly smash through the glass and stuff, but you can't actually see what's going on over there.
Can I make the attempt?
Sure, we can try to hit him with it.
Brawl,
A fist.
basically.
Just put him in a headlock from through the window.
All right,
That will
let me
sell.
see. How do we?
Steel chair.
Because if you just click your ability,
Mhm.
there's no modifier. I think to add a modifier, I'm gonna give you a negative 20% to this.
This is where we find out you're like a monk.
Maybe, who knows? We'll see if
You
I actually
know.
roll well.
So I guess just drop your brawl by 25% or something.
Ooh.
Just hit the window.
And
You bust the window,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't strike him on the other side.
Okay.
But with the curtain, you knock the curtains around, and you get a flash of this thing.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. He pulls back and just.
Now, everybody, let's see. Salvador and
Yeah.
Leo, give me. You're the only two strange folk that have seen this thing.
And the cop. The rookie.
Oh, I forgot about the rookie being strange folk. You're right. Give me an ideal roll.
Ideal?
Yes, it is next to your intelligence.
All of us?
Oh.
No, the two strange folk and the NPC strange
okay.
folk. Humans
normal
need
roll?
not apply.
Okay.
Normal roll bus?
Let's see, police stats, because they haven't done baseline.
Success! Woo! That's where my good stat went.
Oh man, if I could get in on this.
But
But I can't.
Yeah.
I'd be really good at this. I'm just gonna
Cheek is
roll
like-
for giggles.
It's like seeing as Vivian is like probably the only one that doesn't seem armed. Teak is kind of sticking with her, sticking with the unarmed
Once
people.
Michael goes up and starts trying to punch through a window, you do see her pull out a pistol from her
Okay.
jacket.
Testing.
Hello.
Hey.
Here you again. Need on your sheet. Make an ideal roll, Patrick.
Okay.
Is next to your intelligence.
Yep.
Well, you've played these games before, you know that.
I'm rolling just for giggles, just because I want to see.
Pass.
Of course.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, welcome to my dump stat.
Clearly. Okay, so Jacob is freaked out by it, but just because big goat man monster trying to kill, my immediate superior officer.
Buddy, you could get that promotion.
Also, strange folk that don't get promotions.
Up to a certain point, you can have a strange folk detective. You probably aren't going to get a precinct captain or anything, but
you gotta get that one token. So just be like, we're not racist. Look.
DI
it's the
higher.
20s. They're not that worried about it at this point.
Fair enough.
All right, so the two of you that made the ideal roll,
Yep.
Salvador and
Also
Leo.
cheated.
Yes.
You don't have any specific knowledge of what this thing is, as far as like any occult skill or any of this or that.
Mm-hmm.
What it reminds you of, though, is a monster from stories your mothers would tell you when you were little. When they would talk about, the Forgotten World or the Other World or whatever names they used. There were monsters of chaos. One of the ones I talked about the most were called the Brew.
The brew.
BROO.
Yeah, BROO.
No taker.
I'm not there, and I
Yeah,
don't
He's not
know.
there.
Michael's not hearing. Michael doesn't have this cultural knowledge that the strange folk
No
have.
BR.
He's also the one human that wouldn't know.
Yeah.
They were a. Let's see, what would the stories have told you? They were these twisted humanoid animal hybrid things. They were a species of their own, but so twisted by chaos that, that nobody's really sure what their original native form would have been. But they often appear with goat-like features or antelope or occasionally other bovines. Cannibalistic.
Nice.
Both in the literal sense that they will eat their own, but also anything else that intelligence find too. But not necessarily unintelligent. But most of what you remember is, the threatening that they might come get you if you were bad, sort of thing.
Strange folk boogeyman.
Strange folk boogeyman.
I
Because
guess
apparently
I'm
there were
almost right
hordes
after
of
all.
these things before,
Before the migration.
before the migration. So yeah, cannibalistic would come. They would steal. They would steal farmers and the farmers' cattle, kind of thing. Make you sick with a touch. They're bad news.
I guess my mom was right after all. They were gonna come for me one day when I didn't clean my room.
And we will wrap there. As this thing tries to recover from its shot, take another swing. And when we come back, and next week when we start up, we will break down, the combat round and how initiative works, since we didn't exactly get to that today.
Yeah.
Mm.
And one thing I wanted to do, even though I could not communicate,
Oh, yes.
when it basically revealed itself, I actually wanted to more or less that Iron Hand. I wanted to channel that because I basically kind of realized close quarters was about to happen.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so that's just
Yeah,
you
that's cool.
buffing
That's
yourself
cool.
for yeah.
Patrick Ironhand.
And let's see if I succeed in that first, because it
Yeah,
is
go
still
ahead and make the roll.
because both my magical abilities are actually very low. I did that kind of intentionally, and too, didn't have a lot of skills left.
Mhm.
But it gives you a base to start building from.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that!
Hey.
But it works,
Nice.
so Iron Hand is in effect when we start up.
All right.
Hope y'all had fun. I meant to get more into the fight today, but
We did have to. We do have to like get there as a group because we're not all on the same page yet. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
yeah.
And little more role play, and two hosts of technical issues tonight.
That did slow us down a little bit, yeah. But I hope y'all had fun. I enjoyed it. Certainly some good role playing, especially at the police station.
Yeah.
And I think there's going to be some fun conflict between Anderson and the rest of the party.
Whereas we're
It's
in
like
a
having the
typical
real strict paladin in your D&D party. No, we have
What
to
do you-
follow the law.
What do you mean we can't be murder hobos?
Well, really, it boils down to we're a D&D adventuring party, but this is not D&D.
We can also die fairly easily, so
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Something to
I
watch out for.
I was waiting for the arrow to one tap me. I was like, I'm ready.
Well, luckily,
Also,
these being kind
shoot
of
me.
makeshift bows and arrows, the damage is not real high on what they're using currently.
Yeah.
Just wait till you get into a fight with somebody else with a gun, though.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Looking
good.
forward
But
to it.
anyway, I hope you folks at home enjoyed it. I hope anybody that comes by watches later. Hope you'll join us next week. Again, I was your storyteller for the evening, Jason. And with me has been... Oh, we'll start with Jeremy playing Salvador. Patrick playing Leo. Our sharpshooter. Those are our two sharpshooters. Sarah playing Vivian. Eric playing Michael, our token human. And Carr playing Teak, the chauffeur.
And joke character, kind of.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sure he's got important things in his future. Big things in his future.
Maybe.
Big things that are probably going to try to eat him.
Probably.
We'll see y'all
Alright,
next
what
time.
really-
These things
what
are
we really need to
cannibalistic.
do is get like a small hammock, make a sling, and then we launch Teak.
Abomination, Ali's light. For in the night the shadows grow and take with them your troubled soul.